Welcome into the CatCast. This is your host, Cat Kinnison, here to deliver another podcast to you wonderful fans out there that enjoy listening to what I have to talk about. So I'm glad to have you here again today, and we're going to try to do another great show for you, like we always like to. So we've got some great topics lined up for you today. We have the peace deal for Israel and Gaza, or Hamas, peace deal. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Katie Porter. That is a Democrat running for governor in the state of California. She had an interesting exchange with a reporter. We're going to discuss that. If you haven't seen that, you might want to check it out. We're going to talk about the government shutdown today. We got some interesting topics to cover there. Then there was an exchange between Hakeem Jeffress and Lawler, not sure how to say it, Lawler, Lawler, I think, Lawler, that's how you say it. They had a little debate outside, I don't know, in a lobby somewhere. So we're going to talk about that. It was an interesting exchange, needless to say. One of them was very good at debating policy. The other one was more just attacking and not actually debating policy and bringing up the issues. So as a debater, he would not have done so well because he was just kind of attacking. But if you haven't looked at that, you might want to check that out as well. All right, now our last topic today will be T.D.S. For those of you that aren't aware, that is Trump Derangement Syndrome. It is a real condition now. They've actually acknowledged this condition, which is very interesting. But yeah, people have gotten a condition now. It's a psychological condition. It's not a medical condition, but it's in their head, psychological condition. That people have, and it's hard to cure yourself from it, apparently. But it also, apparently, because you're unhappy a lot, it makes you less attractive and other things. So we will discuss that as our last topic today for our podcast, all right? I've already set my armrests to their high position. So I'm in my, good position. I got the mic set here pretty good, I think. Trying to stay real close to the audio mic, but the video mic a little more sensitive, so I backed off of that one a little bit. But if I get too far from my audio mic, then we'll have issues with the audio. So trying to keep an eye on those meters, but I want to also concentrate on looking at the camera. I've noticed a lot of times I'm all over the place, and I like to focus on the camera for an episode, so we'll try to talk to the camera as much as possible. I'll try to keep my eyes tilted down so I don't get big glares, and we'll try to make a good episode. It's this one here that glares a lot. Maybe I could just minimize that one. And it takes all the glare out, doesn't it? Why would they set it up with a bright white screen like that anyways? It's just audio. They're not worried about it. Everything should be dark mode. Dark mode is Cat's favorite. I want dark mode. I don't get to watch the meter. I can watch the meter down here, I guess. Make sure I just got to basically eat this one microphone. Oh, well. All right, let's get going on without having that up here. I don't know what the time is. I wonder if I can just shrink that baby down to where I can just see. Oh, that's about as small as I can make it. That's not bad. I got to be able to watch my clock. That's how I talk about things and everything. I still wish I could see the actual bars on that. But if I make it that big, yeah, it's a real big glare. We'll just keep it small. Keep my eyes down and try to talk to you folks so you can hear me. I got a meter up there I can watch, I guess. I got some meters. All right. So let's go to the peace deal. Nobody said it could be done. Kamala Harris said, she's looked at the map. She didn't think anything could be done. And Trump doesn't take no for an answer. He says, why not? Let's make this work, people. And when you start negotiating with a heavy hand and you say, we're getting this done, people, we're doing something, you can make things happen. And you can say, hey, either you accept this deal or you're not going to get anything. It's take it or leave it time, people. And I guess they decided it's time to take it, because you're not, they've dragged this out forever. If they think they're going to get something better, it's not going to happen. This is it, baby, and I'm glad we're there. So this is a spectacular day. I woke up to it this morning watching the news, and I was like, ooh, this is going to be a subject we discuss. Getting goosebumps right now just talking about it. See, my hair's starting to raise up. Anyways, I was like, we're going to be on this topic, and because it's interesting. Now, I still believe some of the same stuff I said is in place. This deal could fall apart if they don't agree to all the other aspects, but the main thing is by Monday or Tuesday, we're supposed to be getting all the hostages and deceased bodies of hostages back as well, which is what everybody wants in Israel. All the people want the hostages back, and even they want the bodies of the deceased loved ones back so they can do burials and, whatever they want to do. I don't know if these bodies were kept on ice or what. Who knows how the bodies what condition the bodies are in, but it doesn't matter. These people want to get their loved ones back, and it's going to happen finally, because that's what's making this deal happen right now, or there would be no deal. That's what made the deal happen. And also, we had to get all this up front. We're not going to let them pussyfoot around with things, causing issues later on that we can't deal with. So we're like, give us the hostages now. Then if things go south, they go south, I guess. But we'll accomplish our mission by getting the hostages and the bodies back, and that's what we want. If peace prevails like it should, like I want it to, and like every person with a sane conscience wants it to do, it could be ground-shaking, earth-moving stuff we're talking about here. For a peace deal to happen after this many decades of fighting, it would be spectacular. So that's why we're going to talk about the Nobel Peace Prize now. I think Trump should get it, no matter what. Even if this thing falls through later, he has done the impossible. And he's made a lot of other wars go away as well. And I looked up the past 10 Nobel Peace Prize winners. I didn't know any of the names on there. Now, that's not to say anything. A lot of them are from different countries. I didn't look up why they won it. I didn't look up anything about it, but I was like, I didn't know any of the names on there. Donald Trump should get this Nobel Peace Prize. If he does not, then it looks like that whole thing is a charade and a charade, and we will pay it no mind from future forward. We will come up with our own Peace Prize. We'll call it the Trump Peace Prize, which will live on in infamy forever, and nobody will pay the Nobel one any mind anymore, because they know it has nothing to do with actual bringing peace. It's more of a "we like you" award type of thing. So this is it, Nobel. I'm telling you right now, if you do not give it to Trump, your award will mean nothing from now on. No one's going to care. No one's going to pay attention to it. It will be a thing of the past. And slowly, it will lose all credibility, and you'll have to change the name of it. It will have nothing to do with peace. And that would be a very sad thing if that happens. So let's hope that the Nobel Committee this time does the right thing and nominates the person and gives it to the person that actually deserves it. And that is President Donald J. Trump. There is no doubt the amount of wars he has stopped, and we still have the Ukraine-Russia one, which I think he will also stop, Been very difficult because people haven't been working with us. But eventually it will happen. It won't be gone forever. Putin is not going to get his end goals. And so it's a matter of time before that one ends too. And it will definitely be in Trump's presidency. So he's going to get credit for it. So you guys better really think at the Nobel Peace Prize place. You better really consider what you're doing for the future of your award, because it could be a thing of the past that nobody even cares about anymore. It really could be, and that would be a sad thing, but that could definitely happen. So be aware of that. I think that's all we'll talk about on that right now. The peace deal is pretty exciting, but we want to see how it plays out. And but everybody's pretty excited about it. Let's move on to Katie Porter. She's running for governor of California, which is still over a year away. But, they start these things early. So she was doing an interview with a reporter, and they were in like a sound room studio, bad lighting all overhead, no front light, it's bad lighting. Anyways, she asked her a question about how she was going to reach Trump supporters, the 40%. And her response was, in a general election, I don't need them. And then she smiles and looks at the camera. Well, so you don't care about what those voters at all? Then you're gonna, oh no, I want to get all the votes I can get. Well, why didn't she say that she's like, I want to represent everybody, like the normal canned answer? I want to represent all the constituencies of the state, and I'll reach and do the best I can to listen to their concerns as well, and not just ones of Democrat constituents. Why is that something that she seems to not care about? And then she didn't want to continue the interview because of the reporter asking her follow-ups. We're going to have to do 7 follow-ups. I'm never going to get to all these answers. All the other candidates have answered these same questions, usually with that canned answer that anybody can give, I think I'm done. Starts trying to take her mic off. I'm done here. I'm done. Looks over. I'm done. I don't want this to be shown. Well, we already recorded it. What do you mean you don't want it to be shown now because you're totally unhinged and you can't answer basic questions? You don't feel you have to represent your entire state? You think you can just pick to the other people? This lady also is known for apparently scalding her husband by dumping boiling potatoes on his head. They showed a clip of her where she yells at somebody that's in the back of her shot. You're in the back of my shot. Get the F out of the back of my shot. You're in. Like a crazy person. That was edited by the Biden administration, but now we've seen the real clip, which is interesting to say the least. That they didn't want you to see how unhinged she is, I really hope that she is not going to even have a chance now at the election, because someone that doesn't feel they have to, like even me as a conservative, I want to appeal. If I was running, I'd want to appeal to Democrats too, and I'd want to say, there are issues we agree on, and I'm going to try to meet you guys halfway. I'm a compromiser. That's how I would say it. I like everyone to be happy. I think we got a cat gonna join us. Here comes the kitty. You want to be part of the show, kitty? Yeah, what's up, kitty? Be part of the show. So we got Callie here now. Or no, this is Kitty. I called her Callie. This is Kitty. This is the big cat. She's 17 pounds. She's a big girl. But we love her. We love her. She likes to eat, and but she loves to chase the laser as well, and play any toy. Actually, she's very young still. I think she's about a year now. She still loves to play and stuff. Well, you guys have seen her before. Anyways, back to the Katie Porter thing. There are some other candidates. Steve Hilton, I guess, would be the one I would recommend, because he's really got some common sense platforms. But I know not everybody would like a Republican, But he's a good guy, and there's some other Democrats. So, but I really think you should stay away from Katie Porter, because she just seems to be someone that I don't think she's a very sane individual. I mean, she can't control her temper, and that will be an issue, I believe. We're doing pretty good on time. Let's move to government shutdown. All right. So Schumer is out now doing like TikTok videos where he's swearing. Very unbecoming of a politician to swear. I don't like it. And I don't know why they're doing it now. Like, it makes more of a point or something. But we're just asking for a clean CR that would continue the Biden administration spending levels, and they want something that is just unreasonable, basically. And they're telling everybody that what they want is reasonable, but what they want is not reasonable. So we're tired of them. I mean, they said small amount of money. First, there's no money going to illegals. Then it's a small amount of money. And now it's $8.8 billion. That's a lot of money to me. I mean, maybe to you guys, $8.8 billion is not a lot of money because you guys deal with your trillions of dollars, But to me, that's a lot of money. And that's why we're drawing the line. And I don't know what Schumer or Hakeem are going to get from this, because all it's doing is making people get more upset with what you guys are doing. And we're not going to change what we're doing. We're not going to just finally cave in and say, okay, here are the bunch of money that you guys want. It's just not going to happen. We don't have to anymore. We'll just keep waiting you out, because eventually you're going to have to agree to something, And if not, we'll tie it into you guys getting paid. We'll figure something out, but we're not caving in. So I don't know what Schumer's doing. I almost think that AOC is the one that's trying to get him to do this stuff, because this hurts him, because he's not going to get anything done. So in my mind, why would he do this? It's just, there's no win. He's eventually going to have to cave. He's going to look bad for it. And I think it's crazy that she thinks that they think this is going to work. I don't think it is. And I'm very disappointed with the swearing by Chuck Schumer. It's just unbecoming. When you're a professional, when you're a politician, you need to be better. And I don't like it. Trump doesn't swear anymore. You just need to be professional. I mean, I don't ever want to be like they are overseas, where they're yelling at each other and they're doing all this crazy stuff. I can't deal with that. I want people that are sane and have logical conversations. And that's going to lead us into the Hakeem Jeffress, or Hakeem Jeffress and the Lawler debate that they had, which is also on the government shutdown. So Lawler caught Jeffress outside in a lobby area, a lot of reporters around, camera takers, and he confronted him about why won't you sign this, why won't you vote for this clean CR, continuing resolution. And he just starts arguing with Lawler about it. And Lawler stays very calm and just keeps debating the issue about policy and whatever. But Hakeem Jeffress just is attacking in his stuff, and eventually tells him to shut up, which I thought was also not called for. If he wants to say, hey, can you let me say my piece? Can you stop for a minute so I can say my piece, and then you can say yours? That would have been a better constructive way to talk with him. But to just yell at him, shut up, and then again, he's not bringing up policy things that can be countered. He's just talking about other platitudes that don't matter, and not the policy, because they don't want to talk about the policy because they can't win on the policy. They can't win on it. They know they can't. So they don't want to discuss it. And that's the sickest thing in the world to me, because I want to discuss the policy. And I don't want them to lie about the policy, which is what they do. And nobody calls them on it. And it makes me feel like, why is everybody just okay with them doing this garbage? I don't understand. And it's just getting annoying. And I don't think we can put up with it much longer. They can lie all they want, but everybody knows the truth. And only people that are getting the lies are the people that watch the lying channels. I have my multi-news channel that shows all the news channels at one time. I get 6 of them. And I noticed that CNN and MSNBC didn't even run the press conference that Trump did about Antifa. MSNBC ran some of it and then went away to talk about another thing. And CNN was talking about the traffic issues at the one of the airports. Traffic tower was not working. Why are you not covering a big important press conference on Antifa? See, they're purposely denying the American citizen the right to see things that are very important. They're skewing the news purposely to deny you from knowing what actually is going on. And then I have to deal with people who don't have proper information arguing with me about wrong information because they get it from these other places. Like the thing with the handcuffing of children. There is no evidence of them handcuffing children with zip ties at all. One person apparently said it, and then they just run with it without any evidence. Oh, somebody reported it. And even when you ask AI, it tells you that it's a rumor, because there is no evidence for it. Okay, then. That means it probably never happened. They're just making it up. It should say it's probably made up is what it should say. So we got to deal with that crap. We have to deal with liars. And then that's a waste of time arguing with that person. My friend was telling me about arguing with his brother. And whenever he brings up the argument and defeats the brother's argument, the brother just goes to something else. Oh, well, what about this? And we just crushed that one. I can crush that one too, and he'll just go to another one. So that's going to move us into T.D.S. All right. See how I just moved into that next subject? I'm getting better at doing my, what do they call it when you move into different segues? I'm getting better at segues. Yeah. Ooh, I love it. Yeah. We're going to go into Trump derangement syndrome. People are like, well, how do you know that's a real thing? Well, we know now because they've diagnosed it with people. Apparently, Rosie O'Donnell has it. Oh, here comes the cat again, climbing up here. You gonna sit with us while we do the show? Don't have much time left. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Rosie O'Donnell has it. There are some other people that have T.D.S, and it is a real condition now, a psychological condition that people have, that he is like the worst person on the planet, even though there's not a lot of evidence for that. And they can't get over it no matter how much you tell them that he's not. They're still convinced that he is. And you can't change their opinion of him because they're locked into it. They are locked into that opinion. And there's no way you can change their mind. A person with TDS will not come out of TDS unless they want to. It's like an alcoholic. Like an alcoholic will not get help until they've hit rock bottom and they want the help. That's the only way that they will get it. And the same thing with TDS. You have to finally admit that you're wrong about him and that you've been wrong the whole time, and let all that baggage go. Be done with that baggage of hate and move on from it. And only then will you be free of Trump derangement syndrome, TDS. You can't take a medicine for it. You have to open your eyes to what's really going on and explore and learn for yourself instead of being told. And you'll quickly find that you were bamboozled by people that you thought were telling you the truth. And so I don't want to, you shouldn't feel too bad. I mean, who should feel real bad are all these media people that have lied to you for years. Those are the people that should feel bad. Those are the ones that have done the damage. That's why you have believed this stuff, because you were told it by people that you thought were honest, reputable people in the media telling you stuff. And now it turns out that we have to have reporters that are not part of a cabal, that are not part of an industry that tries to only show one side. And you'll get the real reporting, like in Portland, where they don't have anybody from CNN going there to report on it. Nobody from MSNBC going there to report on it. Nobody from CBS, nobody from ABC or NBC. They don't want you to see it. But other people have been reporting on it, and then they get accosted for reporting on it. And they say, oh, well, they were asking for it. They're just doing their job reporting. Okay, just because they're not with a big network or a cable channel doesn't mean they still don't have the rights to do journalism. And they have to do it because the regular media won't do it. They don't want you to see it, and they're hiding it from you. And that's what's coming out now. And people are finally, you can only hide so much now, because now that we have so many outlets that we can share the truth with you, people are eventually just going to learn the truth, unless they don't want to because they have TDS. So I don't want anybody to get TDS. I want you to stop believing what the media tells you and find the truth for yourself. And if you just hear people talking about it and you don't have any evidence for it, then you better just put it off as people are just trying to spread rumors because they don't like a person. Because that's what a lot of this is. A lot of this is people spreading rumors because they don't like a person, and they're lying about them. And it hurts their reputation and all kinds of stuff. It's awful. And you believe the garbage. You're brainwashed into it. But you can free yourself of it. You can. Everyone has the power. All they have to do is open up their eyes to what's really going on. And you can do it. I know you can. You have the power. I believe in Cat believes in you. I believe you can find the truth. Because all we are doing is trying to make the world, not just America, but the entire world, a better place. And that's what we're doing, one country at a time. We're making the world a better place. If it's not Israel, if it's not some of those other countries that we've stopped the war in, we're making countries better, and our own country in the same time. We're doing the good work, and you really should start seeing the good work we're doing. We're saving lives. Sending in the armed forces is just to save lives. They're not doing any real policing. They're just making sure that the people aren't getting away with doing bad stuff. And they'll hold them if they have to, till the real police show up. The real reason they don't want those people in is because it'll show how you could get the city under control, and they refuse to. So that's why they do this. You need to open up your eyes and realize that, people. That is why they're doing this. It has nothing to do with anything else. But they have thought that the best way to run as Democrats is to oppose Trump on every issue, whether it's good or bad. If I was Trump, I'd start coming out with issues like curing cancer, so they'd have to oppose that. I'd come out with things like we don't want anybody to starve in the world. Oh, we have to oppose that. No, Trump wants people to eat and not starve. No, we have to be against that. That's what they would be. I would just start coming out with initiative after initiative of good things that you cannot be against, and you will find they will still be against those things because they just bad man. That's all they think about. It's the saddest thing in the world. It really is. To have people so brainwashed. It's like a cult. And it's literally what a cult does. They brainwash you into believing things that are not true. A big pause there for you to realize it. We're out of time. I filled up this podcast with no problem. I didn't know it's never an issue for me. I can just go on and on about stuff. I watch the clock and I'm like, oh boy, I'm out of time. Got to wrap it up. But it's been another fantastic podcast with a lot of great stuff we talked about. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm trying to stay very mellow and calm in my delivery. Try not to be too excited. I know some people like the cat to be excitable and cha-cha, But I don't know. I try to stay calm. I don't want to be a crazy, But I can have that burst of, emotion sometimes, but I find I don't want to be a crazy person. I want to be a sane, logical person like Spock from Star Trek. I like Spock. He did it with logic. It's not about feelings. It's about logic. What is the best for the world? What is the best for people? What is the best for the good of the many? They outweigh the goods of the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. Might start ending my podcast with that. I like that. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. This is Cat Kennison. You've been listening to the Catcast. Come back in tomorrow for another fantastic show. I love you guys coming here every day and listening to me. Cha-ba-cha. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm not supposed to do that part. Messes up the audio. Oh, well. Goodbye.